Yo, what's up with you guys? Welcome back to another video. It's Bling. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Alright, so this is how y'all gonna have to see me, man. Let me see. Yeah, y'all gonna have to see me like this, bro. So look, check this out. I got a hoodie on. I know this ain't y'all normal scene, but my hair's looking crazy. If y'all wanna see it. I need a haircut, man, and I ain't kind of messing with the way it's looking right now, so yeah, we're gonna leave it as that. Anyway, today we're gonna have a little conversation on. Alright, so today we're gonna talk about why I chose barbering as my career. Really kind of what happened to me and how I decided, that I wanted to be a barber, and like basically how this was for me. I'm gonna tell you guys, the beginning stage, the middle stage, the end, like all that stuff. Now to really get into this, you guys need to know a little bit of backstory, all right? So we're gonna go all the way to the beginning, all right? So basically what happened at the way beginning of my time, all right? I was in high school. I was, just like every other high school, I wasn't really worried about what I was going to do afterwards. I kind of just expected that I was going to go to college because that's what everybody told me to do, right? Everybody was like, go to college, you're going to be successful. Go to college, you're going to be successful. Everybody kind of mentioned, that recipe, to success. And so I kind of it was not really something that I kind of formulated on my own. It was more, I kept being told, go to college and you'll be successful. So it was already engraved in my head, basically. I already was like, after high school, I'm gonna go to college because I want to be successful. You know what I mean? That's basically what happened, okay? That's why I never worried about it, because I was just like, I'm just gonna go to college, right? And so during high school, didn't really care about anything. Like, just kind of chilling, doing my own thing. Never really worried too much about what I was gonna do. Like, I didn't worry about it, but I had ideas. Like, I was just like, okay, I think I like this, and I think I like this. We're gonna go try this out, right? And I liked that idea. I came up with, I think, aviation, air traffic controller, for two reasons. One, I kind of liked the idea of it. I liked, airplanes and stuff like that, and all that good stuff. And I like the idea of being in a group, collectively, making sure that everybody's safe, right? I liked it. But the main reason to why I wanted it was because it paid a lot of money, and I knew that. And the second reason I really wanted to was because I knew it didn't require a lot of schooling. That was important to me, personally. I knew it wasn't going to require a lot of schooling, so I went for it. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. So what ended up happening was, high school, I kind of did my stuff in high school, had fun, whatever the case, right? And then life kind of hit. I was like, all right, it's time to do something. This is what I had planned for, so I started going to college. I went to community college for about 1 semester, and then I dropped out. I dropped out to go to Barber college. And now you're probably thinking like, yo, that's a lot gap. Like, what happened within that time in your first semester? Like, what made you drop out? What made you want to become a barber? Basically, for me, it was a situation where, looking back on it now, I think I always kind of wanted to be a barber. Like, I always had, looking back on it, my whole life kind of set myself up to be a barber, if that makes sense. Like, I had every signal that you should be a barber, right? But I never thought about being a barber, if that makes any sense. Like, never hit me. It never hit me like as if a barber was even a job. Like, literally, like, I never thought barbering was a job. I completely forget about it for some reason. I have no idea why, but I did. And don't get me wrong, during this time, I had people telling me, yo, go be a barber, or not go be a barber, but do it as like a side thing, right? because they wanted me to make money, and they knew that there was money in barbering. I didn't know there was any money in barbering. Like, that part, I was clueless. All I know is, like, at that time when they were telling me there's money, like, go start doing stuff for barbering, the only reason I didn't, the only reason I was doing it at that time was because I enjoyed barbering. I liked it. I didn't know there was money in it. I didn't care for the money in it. Like, I never have. It was more just I enjoyed cutting hair and really enjoyed it. And so when a lot of people were telling me go be a barber, or not be a barber, but they wanted it to be my side thing through college, they were telling me to learn how to cut hair, this and this and that. I did it for fun. It had nothing to do with really, like, with the money. And honestly, I didn't even know there was money in it, to be real with you. It wasn't until my brother told me that there was that I kind of started to look into it. I mentioned earlier that, you know, kind of throughout my whole time, I knew I wanted to be a barber. And I mean it in the sense, like, because I never knew it until very recently. But looking back on it, I had every sign that was kind of telling me this is what I wanted to do. Like, when I was a kid, man, I never used to get the haircut I wanted. They would always have me, like, go really short, and I used to like long hair. And I think I only liked long hair at the time just because I could never have it long. Like, they would always cut it short. So I really liked long hair at that time, at that period of time. So, and I would never be able to get it long. Like, they would always cut it down really short. And that kind of, like, and I love my hair. So I loved my hair. I wanted the hair I wanted. I couldn't get it. And at some point, you know, I was getting older, and you know, they're starting to let me get what I wanted. They're like, okay, like, what do you want then? Like, you can do whatever you want. And that's when I really, really, really fell in love with getting my hair cut, because before that, I never liked it. And so I started loving getting haircuts because I could get what I wanted. Like, I loved getting what I wanted. I love looking fresh. So sometime in high school, I would start getting my own haircut. You know, I would just go and tell them what I wanted. And that was cool. That's when I really started to fall in love with haircuts. I wanted haircuts like every 2 weeks and all this other stuff, right? So I would get my haircut, we would go do our thing, and at some point, I remember I started wanting to learn how to talk to my barber, like, tell him exactly what I wanted, because at the time, I would see all these cool haircuts, and I'm like, yo, I want to learn what these haircuts look like. So I would look up haircuts, and I watched a lot of 360 Jeezy to learn the type of haircuts they are and how they look, and could start to talk to my barber and tell him, hey, I want this because this looks clean, this and this and this, right? And I was learning all these terms, right? And now I know them. At the time, I knew them now more, a little bit more. I would still watch the videos for some reason. I have no idea why. Like I said, it started because I wanted to learn the terminology so I can, like, talk to my barber and ask him more, like, the haircuts I wanted. And eventually, at some point, I would just watch these videos for fun. Like, just for fun. And I don't know why. That's really how that all started. Like, literally throughout that whole time, there was, like, little signs and telling me, like, basically me telling myself that this is what I wanted to do, but I never realized it, right? And so as I got older, I started to, you know, do more. And I kept telling people, oh, yeah, I want to get clippers, but I never took it seriously. I never actually bought them. And one day, I got it as a Christmas gift. I got a little trimmer. It's like a beard trimmer. And they thought it was an actual clipper, but obviously it wasn't. It was a little trimmer. And I didn't use that for a long time. And then at some point, during quarantine last year, I decided to cut my own hair with trimmers. Keep in mind, a trimmer is not a clipper where it has a lever and you can fade. A trimmer is like the ones that sit in the line. So I had one of those, and I was trying to fade with it. And any of you guys know anything about cutting hair, you know that's difficult. You know what I mean? That's like, especially for a beginner that knows nothing how to fade, right? So I was doing that, and obviously it wasn't coming out good, but I didn't think it was bad at the time. I was like, yeah, that's not that bad. I started to do it more. I started getting into it more of cutting my own hair, and I realized I didn't have a lever. I couldn't really fade, so I decided to purchase a cheap clipper. I think it was $75 for a pair, like a clipper and a trimmer at the same time, right? And I was using them, and I was having a good time with them, right? But at some point, I was cutting my hair, and then I was cutting other people's hair, and more people would come. It wasn't a lot, but it was more people, right? My brother would come get a haircut, and at some point, it was December, and yeah, it was. I think it was around that time, or a little bit before that. I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I think it was a little bit after, but during this time, I was going, to class, and I was going to college and all this stuff, right, to do what I thought I wanted to do. And so basically, what ended up happening was one day, like literally the time that kind of really set myself apart, what really like transitioned it, like when I realized 100%, yo, I want to be a barber, and I'm gonna be a barber regardless of what anybody thinks, because I love barbering. That happened while I was in college, and somebody had wanted a haircut, and I had a class at the time, at the exact same time they wanted a haircut. So I was telling them, I was like, yo, I got class, can you do it maybe a little bit later or tomorrow, what, like, and they're like, nah, bro, I have something important to go to tonight. I'm gonna just go get my haircut somewhere else. And I was like, damn, bro, that shit sucked. Because I wanted to cut his hair that bad. And I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what, forget it. Like, I just texted him. I was like, just come through. I got you. And I gave him a haircut. So I skipped my class just to give him a haircut. And keep in mind, it was going to be free. I wasn't that great yet. I thought I was pretty good, but I wasn't, right? And it was a free haircut. Like, I wasn't gonna get nothing for it. I didn't get anything for it. And so that's the day I realized that, yo, what am I doing? Like, I'm not putting my time into what it is that I truly want to do. And that was kind of the deciding factor for me. I realized that, what I'm putting my time into is not truly what it is that I want to do. And that day I decided strictly, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a barber. I'm gonna finish this semester in college just because I didn't want to owe some money back, right, and all that other stuff. And so I finished that semester, and as soon as it was done, I was enrolling into my barber school college. And I did just that. Exactly how you guys heard it is exactly what happened. And once I enrolled, man, I was so ready, man. I was so ready. I was excited, man. People were telling me, like, no, you're not gonna make as much money or as you would if you were an air traffic controller and all this other stuff, this and that. And I just didn't care, man. I just didn't care. And I think what really, to me, the best way to answer the question of do you love what you do, what you can really understand, like, whether you truly love what you do is when you can answer this question right here. And the question is, if you were to get paid minimum wage, what you do, would you rather do it? And let me say that in a better term, okay? Let's just say in a realm where, would you rather work minimum wage job at fast food restaurant or Walmart or Target or Food for Less, or would you rather do what you do currently and get paid minimum wage? Which would you do? That is the best way, to me, that you can answer that question for yourself, is whether you truly love what you do. And personally, I would rather work as a barber to make minimum wage than work as anything else and make minimum wage. I don't care anything else. I don't care what it is, cutting grass, cutting this, cutting that, like anything to throw at me. I would rather make minimum wage as a barber than make minimum wage as anything else. That is how I feel. Luckily, I fell in love with a career that is very rewarding in a money aspect. There's a lot of money in barbering. And I'm honestly very happy to hear that, because I found something I truly love to do, and there's a lot of money in it. There's somewhere where you can really grow and you have an opportunity to do more than what normally people are told. Let me tell you that much. I really would. I love barbering to a whole nother level. Like, I love cutting hair. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love, making somebody come up that chair and just start feeling a haircut, start getting ready to go to that party because now they're looking fresh, they're looking good. Or, just in general, man. I love the feeling of making somebody else feel good about themselves. You know what I mean? Good. They're like, yes, sir, I'm looking good, all this stuff. That's what I love. You know what I mean? When somebody comes up out that chair and starts, hyping me up, like, yo, you did your thing, like, good looking, that makes me, that feeling is more than any money could really give me, you know what I mean? So I really love that, and I love the fact that when I'm going in, the process, it starts to come together, and once it starts to come together, I be looking at it, sometimes I say it out loud, I'm like, yo, this shit's coming out clean, man, like, it's coming out nice. Yeah, man. Barbering has been so much more than money to me. Like, I never really cared about the money. Until this day, I forget that I get paid for it sometimes. Like, I be enjoying myself so much. And then when I'm done with the haircut, I forget that this guy is about to give me what I charge for a haircut. I be forgetting about it because I just love cutting hair that much. So, the biggest, thing I could tell you guys is it can be in any aspect, man. It doesn't have to be in barbering, man. But I truly believe that when you love what you do, you will be successful. When people tend to do what they love, they will be successful. And I think that is in any single occupation there is, man. Whatever it is you want to do, I think if you love what you do, you will be successful in it. But if you're doing something just because you hear that they make a lot of money, or do you doing something just because it's like, to you it's an easy way to make quick money, I'm gonna say that I think it's gonna be a lot harder for those people to make good money because they're only looking at it for the money aspect. And I know it's kind of crazy to think that they're doing it just for the money, but they're not able to attain that money. And why is it the people that aren't worried about the money that get the most? I honestly don't know, but I think it's because the people that are so worried about the money don't realize how hard it is to actually obtain that money. As a barber, it's not easy, man. As a barber at the beginning, dog, you're gonna have to not make minimum wage. You're gonna make way less than minimum wage, way less at the beginning, bro. You're gonna have like weeks where you make no money as a beginner barber, bro, because building clientele is not that easy. It's not where you just say, hey, I'm a barber, and the world runs at you, oh yeah, give me a haircut. No, it's not like that whatsoever. It's not. You gotta grind, bro. You gotta make sure that you are worth even charging. You know what I mean? People have to be like, yeah, I'll pay $20 or $30 for that haircut. You have to get that good, and it doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? You're probably gonna take like 6, 8, maybe a whole year to get good at cutting hair for somebody to be like, yeah, I'll pay for that haircut. Because it doesn't happen that often where somebody just starts and boom, they're good enough to do that, because it doesn't. And then once you actually get good enough to be able to charge, you have to build your clientele. And like I said, people don't just run at you to get a haircut. It's not that easy. Let me tell you, it is not that easy. You need to really grind, bro. You need to grind. You have to go and pay 15, 20, maybe 30 racks to go to barber school just to work in a shop, to do this legally. Most people don't want to do that, and that's cool. I'm not going to hate on them, but you have to pay money. Like, if you want to really make money, bro, you have to pay. And so I think that's kind of where, and I don't think it's just in barbering, but I think that's in anything, man. Anything where you're going to make a good amount of money, you have to really grind to get there. You don't just overnight, boom, you're making 6 figures, 100K, or whatever it is you're making, right? I don't believe, that's not how it works. So it's a grind, and I think that's kind of where the people that look for it just for the money don't end up succeeding, because they don't see results right away. So they're like, you know what, bro, like, forget this, like, I'll just do something else that they think is easier. And so I think that's why when people go into something, strictly, money, with the little money signs in their eyes, I think that's why they're not as successful as somebody who truly enjoys it. Because as somebody who truly enjoys it is like, I'm not doing it for the money. I just want to cut hair. I like cutting hair. And eventually, because they like it so much, they're gonna get so good at it, and they're gonna have so much practice that eventually people are gonna be like, "Yo, that's clean. Like, bro, I need that. I need you to cut my hair. Like I can't go to him anymore or anybody else because they ain't gonna get me like that, or they're gonna mess me up." And eventually, people just start running your way because you're so nice at cutting hair. And I think that's really, really with anything. If you're watching this and you want to be a barber, you got to ask yourself, man, which one is it for you? Do you truly enjoy barbering, or is it you heard about the money? It's completely up to you, man. And even if you don't want to be a barber, say you want to be a construction worker, say you want to be a plumbing agent or a tax company or a CP, like anything, if you love what you do, I believe, truly in my heart, I believe you can be successful. So grind, man. Grind. It's not going to happen overnight. But where you want to be, man, you can get there. We all have that opportunity, whether you realize it or not. We truly, truly do. And I hope every single one of you guys do become successful, man. It's important to me to help people and give back. Maybe give that knowledge or realize that they can be more than what they ever been told, man. Because that's like I've been told. I've been told I am not going to make money in this industry. I have many, many times. And that's perfectly fine because at the end of the day, they're not working in this industry. And now that I'm knowledgeable, I know that there's so much more in this industry than people realize, you know what I mean? And so what I'll tell you guys is follow what you love to do, man. I promise it'll pay you out, but you have to really have that drive for it. If you do, you'll get there, man. But that's my story. This is how I became what I am. This is how I done or were able to find what I love to do so early on in my life. So I will say I truly love barbering, man. At this point, I would never, ever do anything else. I'll never work at another place. I'll never do anything else for like a job. Never. I got my career, man. I know what I love to do. I know how much it pays me, man. I know what I'm worth. And at this point in time, I only had to do it once, man. I only had one job. And I got laid off. They laid me off, and guess what? That was one of the best things that could have happened to me. It truly was. I was no longer going toward that goal. I was only going toward my barber goal. And at the time, it was tough. I was like, I need to get another job, and I need to do this and this and this so I can continue to go to my goal. And I'm very glad I took a second to think like, yo, I already have my job. You know, I already do what I love to do. Why not build what I need to do eventually now? That's me, but that's just because I have high expectations for myself. I have very big goals for myself. I don't let myself, slip. Like I said, I'm real hard on myself just because I know where I want to be. That's the only reason why. I'm talking y'all head off, man. I hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' day. It's Tubeline, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to bring a little something to you guys, man. I hope any barber out there that was been thinking about it, maybe you just been like, yo, that looks pretty cool, that looks fun, bro, just try it, man. See it. It ain't gonna hurt. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, what do you have to lose? You know what I mean? Or if it's in anything, man, you guys can be successful in anything you do, man. And if you guys want any more information, I have a ton of videos. Just go ahead and click my channel, hit that subscribe button, and go ahead and look through all my videos, man. I got a lot of things to kind of show you guys. And if you guys have any suggestions on the videos you guys want to see, go ahead and like and comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see, because that definitely helps me a lot, man. But enough talking y'all heads off. I hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' day, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.